سوا على الهوا.
سوا طول ما بيبعدنا المكان.
سوا على الهوا من ميشيغان وواشنطن.
من يوم اللي اتكون يا وطن الموج كنا سوا، ليوم اللي بيعتق يا وطن الغيب رح نبقى سوا.
من ميشيغان on WNZK 690 AM ومن واشنطن on WDMV 700 AM.
سوا في الهوا والهمين الداوية.
سوا على الهوا يأتيكم عبر أثير إذاعة
صباح الخير أمريكا.
لما نكون سوا يا حياتي سوا، دايبين بالهوا ما تعد الساعات، ما تقولي لي روح أنا ما بدي روح، بعيونك مشلوح ليلة ليلة.
على الهواء على قناة ميوزك لايف عبر الديش نتورك شانل 633. البرنامج يبث لمستمعين يوم الثلاثاء الساعة 8 صباحا حسب التوقيت الشرقي للولايات المتحدة في ميشيغان وتوليدو وأوهايو ووينزر كندا على الموجة المتوسطة WNZK 690 AM، ولمستمعين في مناطق واشنطن وفرجينيا وميريلاند على الموجة المتوسطة WDMV 700 AM. يمكنكم الاستماع للبرنامج عبر الاتصال من أي هاتف على الرقم 702-489-0120. يتلقى البرنامج اتصالاتكم مباشرة من داخل الولايات المتحدة على الهاتف رقم 248-557-3300. الإضافة عبر سكايب US Arab Radio. للاستماع للبودكاست ushammedia.com.
Today's program is brought to you by Jumana K-Ruse.
Jumana K-Ruse. You've seen her images on giant billboards across the metro. Jumana K-Ruse. You've seen her images on buses across the city. Now get to know Jumana K-Ruse.
The war broke out in my home country, Lebanon. I was 11 years old, and I saw a lot of bloodshed and inequality and poverty. You can't grow up in an environment like that and not be affected by it and not want to make a difference. I graduated from Yale University with a master's in ethics. I speak 4 languages. It has always been innate in me fighting for the underdog and trying to do whatever it is I can to make a difference in the world.
Let Jumana K-Ruse protect your rights. Call the law offices of Jumana K-Ruse at 1-866-YOUR-RIGHTS, extension 100, or visit yourrights.com.
أسعد الله صباحكم بكل خير. صباح الفل لمن انضم إلينا في هذه الفترة الصباحية سواء على الهواء من ميشيغان وواشنطن. بريندا لورنس عضوة الكونغرس الأمريكي في ضيافة المحامية جمانة كيروز حصريا على صوت العرب من أمريكا. تعتبر لورنس من الوجوه الليبرالية المعروفة في منطقة ديترويت. هي أول امرأة أمريكية سوداء انتخبت لرئاسة بلدية ساوثفيلد في عام 2001، كما أنها ترشحت إلى منصب نائب حاكم الولاية في انتخابات 2010. اليوم تستضيف المحامية القديرة الأستاذة جمانة كيروز من خلال برنامجها الشهري الحياة القانون والمجتمع عضوة الكونغرس الأمريكي بريندا لورنس، حيث تحاورها في بعض ما جاء في برنامجها الانتخابي والأهداف التي ستناضل من أجلها، ومن أهمها زيادة التمويل لبرنامج التدريب المهني والتعليم، النضال من أجل تساوي الأجور في العمل بين الرجال والنساء، ومعارضة أي تعديلات ليست في صالح المواطن الأمريكي في الرعاية الطبية والضمان الاجتماعي. كل هذه النقاط الهامة وغيرها تناقشها المحامية القديرة جمانة كيروز التي انضمت إلينا الآن وبصحبتنا أيضا في الاستوديو كونغرس وومن بريندا لورنس. Good morning جمانة.
Good morning Leila. Good morning Congresswoman. How is everybody?
Good morning. How are you? I'm doing great.
Good. Very good. I will see you in about 2 minutes. My apologies.
No apologies. It's great to hear your voice.
How are you doing, Congresswoman? Good?
I am doing great. It's been about 90 days that I've been elected to Congress. I've been doing the the work, and I'm doing great. I'm enjoying every minute of it.
And I know that you are on break currently for the next 10 days, perhaps. I know you are extremely tired and looking forward to a little bit of a break, correct?
Well, it's really called district work. So you get 2 weeks from D.C. to stay in your district. So every day, since the break began, I've been working here in the district. So it's not really a break. So I've been working every day to make sure that I'm connecting with the issues that are here in the district and meeting people and making sure that we're connecting.
And Congresswoman, if you don't mind, let us begin by reminding the listeners of what your district covers exactly.
Yes. Jumana, it's always exciting for me to describe my district because people are amazed at the diversity of my district. So I cover all 5 of the Grosse Pointes, Harper Woods. I cover half of Detroit. I have all of downtown Detroit, southwest Detroit. I have landmarks like the city airport, the International Bridge. I have Indian Village. I have University District. I have Palmer Woods. And then I cross 8 Mile. And I have Royal Oak Township, Oak Park, Southfield, Farmington Hills, West Bloomfield, Kego Harbor, Orchard Lake, Sylvan Lake, Pontiac, Hamtramck, and Lathrop Village.
Wow, that is indeed a very big district and a very diverse district. And I know you've talked about your district before and about its diversity. What have you found to be interesting about the diversity of your district?
I have found that being in Congress and when issues come up about laws and social issues in America, that having a district this diverse has really allowed me to be in touch with what the needs are in America. It gives me an opportunity to be able to use my voice to talk about issues. Immigration is an issue that because of the diversity of my district, immigration for my district has become a very prominent issue. And when you talk about the different communities throughout the world, I have about 25 languages there spoken in my district. And so it's exciting. It is empowering to be in that position.
And I am happy to see you face to face, Congresswoman. Good morning again.
Good morning.
My heartfelt apologies, Congresswoman. The weather today is snowing all over again.
I can't believe it. It was beautiful yesterday for it to be snowing.
It was fabulous yesterday. It was about 55 degrees, 60 degrees.
Yes.
Let me reiterate, what a pleasure to be here with you. I am so, I'm a little bit biased toward you, I think. I am so fond of you. I have known you when you were a mayor of Southfield, a very popular mayor of Southfield, and I have always been so much in love with your personality, so much in love with your godly virtues, with your ethics. And, I want to focus a little bit on that before we talk about the exciting journey that, has landed you now in Congress. And by the way, I want to tell you that a number of people who have, met you have told me that there is no question that the Democratic Party will be pushing you and thrusting you to be one of those up-and-coming, Democratic national
when you believe in something and you work hard, and then, you touch someone and they, you connect, it means a lot in life because I meet so many people, and it's few people because you're just constantly meeting people that you really get to connect with, and I just really am honored and thankful that you and I have met each other, and I just think the world of you, too.
I am very fond of you, Congresswoman. I really think the world of you.
Thank you, and I of you. I of you.
Thank you. Congresswoman, it has been about 90 days since you have joined the U.S. Congress, and when you were present at the fundraiser the other day at my house, one of the first things that came out of your mouth is, boy, is it different. Can you tell us today about how is it different? Expound a little bit, please. Tell us, what have you experienced in the past 90 days? You know, the good, the bad, the surprising, the I'm not going to say discouraging because I know you're never discouraged, but, you know, the stuff that you believe needs to be worked on and so forth and so on.
I will tell you the pace of being in Congress is one that is so fast. Literally, I was talking to my staff for about 5 minutes, and during that period, we had about 10 proposals for laws, new legislation that came to my office where people wanted me to review and sign on to. So there is just a whole turnkey flow of legislation that's coming forward that you need to review, and you need to say, am I going to sign on to this? Does this align with my views? Hiring staff has been something that has been amazing. In D.C., it's strictly legislative, and so you're trying to find individuals who have experience, who have the commitment, because when you're on the Hill and you're working as an employee, you have to be committed and have that passion to be Neighborhood Summit on Immigration in Hamtramck. And we brought in the officials from the Immigration Department to literally talk to residents in my district about those challenges and how we can assist you and make sure that you cut through the red tape. We will be having more of those community immigration summits because we feel it's important that, like you, doctor, and your family, that you understand and that immigration services in our country understand the challenges that our residents are having, and then that to make sure that you know the best process to use and where to go and who to call. So I want to say while I'm on the air is that our district office phone number is 248-356-2052. And if you call that number, we will be happy to assist you. We want to help you. If you're not in our district, because we are assigned cases by district, we will refer you to your congressman or congresswoman who can help you. But know that your office, your district office of your congressional office is there to serve you.
Doctor, are you still on the air?
I'm still on the air. I just need to have the number again.
Okay. Yes. The number is 248-356-2052.
Okay.
Will you please call?
I hope so.
Please, doctor, because if there's anything that we can do to help you, we absolutely are there to do it. And that's one thing I'm very, very strong on. And my district office will be there to serve the people, and we want the government to work for you.
And to understand what their needs are, so that you can properly voice that needs and then work on solutions. No question. We have a lot of callers today for the U.S. Congresswoman Brenda Lawrence, 248-557-3300. Let's go ahead with the next caller. Hello?
Jumana Kairouz, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you for taking my call. Sherry Haber from Detroit, Michigan.
Hello, Mr. Haber.
And I want to say good morning to our U.S. Congresswoman, Miss Brenda Lawrence.
Good morning.
Good morning
Thank
to you. We spoke together almost about over a year ago, Miss Lawrence, when you were mayor of the great city of Southfield.
Yes.
You remember me?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, first of all, to take my call, and congratulations for your office to serve the American people, all the American people, Miss Lawrence. Miss Lawrence, my question to you is, the right of women in this country.
Yes.
And we see also like Secretary Clinton, former senator, she always talking about the right of the women in this country, and we appreciate that. She is half of the society.
Yes.
And she complete the other half. Miss Brenda Lawrence, did you ever think as a congresswoman to defend the right of the American Arab in this country? Because, Miss Brenda, let's face it together, I still see some women, they've been treated like second-class citizens in our community. I see a man walking 15 feet and his wife behind him. I see a woman, he does not allow to sit in the front seat of the car, she sits in the back seat. This is not right when we have right now so many women, they are running for the great office of the United States presidential from both parties, Republican or Democrat or wherever. Is it the time for us to clean up our house first before we clean our next door neighbor?
Thank you for the question.
And I thank you very much, Miss Congressman, and I wish you to be our next United States Senator. We're proud of you. And thank you, Ms. Jumana, for taking my call.
Thank you so much. I do want to say that in America, one of the things I'm proud of is that the 114th Congress that I'm serving in is the first time ever we've had 100 women representing United States citizens in our Congress. But I will tell you, there are some. This is the beauty of America. We have cultures and traditions that individuals come to this country. And we preserve the right for you to have that. But we will not tolerate discrimination against women. That is not part of the American fiber. It's against our laws. And, but there are some cultural traditions that we do respect, being American. But I will tell you, any time that a woman in America feels that she is not being given her rights, we have laws and processes, and we will be very responsive to any issue that is against the law of equality and civil rights in America. And so the question that you bring up is some tradition. It is some that, that I can't judge because I don't know exactly what you're referring to, but in America, it is not tolerated. Every woman will have the right to go to school. Every woman will have the right to vote. Every woman has the right to own her own property, use her voice, and be independent. And so I will fight for that any time that I see that. I served at one time as an equal employment opportunity investigator for the federal government, where I investigated claims of discrimination. And I will tell you, some things are culture and tradition, but any suppression of a woman will not be tolerated in America, and I will be 100% on board with ensuring that women in America receive their rights.
Beautifully well said. Thank you, Congresswoman. We have so many callers, 248-557-3300 for the U.S. Congresswoman Brenda Lawrence. Can we take the next call, please? Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Jumana, nice guest.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Who are we speaking with, and your question?
Mr. Jamal.
Yes, hello.
Congresswoman, we
Mr.
are proud
Jamal,
of you.
good morning.
We supported you, and we will, again,
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Your training and educational vocational program is long needed. And we will be talking to your office. Regarding to your response to the question before me, you're absolutely right. America is the land of
liberty, happiness, and the pursuit of happiness, as long as it doesn't violate the law.
Mm-hmm.
And traditions and culture play a role as long as their right is there.
Mm-hmm.
We can't force women to do what we want them to do. It's not about integration. It's about acceptance, tolerance, and respect.
Mm-hmm.
Acceptance, tolerance, and respect. And you devoted your life for that, and we will keep doing the same thing.
Thank you so much.
Acceptance, respect, and tolerance. The right is preserved in this country. And if we see something wrong, we report it. There's laws on the books. Exactly. We don't have to have new laws preventing or whatever. It doesn't need to. You know that.
Yes, I agree.
Thank you, Mr. Jamal. Thank you so much, sir. I am so sorry. We're getting flooded with phone calls for the Congresswoman. Thank you. Very well said, Mr. Jamal. Thank you. Can we take the next caller, please? Hello?
Hello, is it me?
Yes, and who are we speaking with?
I'm still Dr. Ahmed.
Yes, Dr. Ahmed.
I've told you before. I just not finished my my question, so I just want to emphasize about. I'm not talking about just my case. I'm talking if we can. I don't know whether Miss Brenda. We hope that she can help us a lot in this, because in our crisis we have now, I think, around the number around between 10 to 20 or 25,000 of new Syrian people who came from our crisis to here to the U.S. and they are all seeking either asylum or CPS or something. So if we just can make, I don't know if there is possible, we respect the immigration system and we do respect the laws and we do respect that you don't have to be illegal with working or illegal with doing anything else. But also, we are not Mexican, or I'm not talking about any. I'm sorry, I'm not talking about any kind of people or country. But we are here just very few, around between 20 to 25,000 people, and we need to be legal so we can. If there is any way to fasten our system, or at least give us like something a temporary until they make. We respect that they do have to make a security check, and this is their right to do so. So if there is any possible way just to have any temporary process to have a temporary legal paper to stay or to open an account or to have a driving license or to work, a temporary, we don't know. I'm talking, as I told you, I'm talking about for.
Thank you, Dr. Ahmed. I think she understands your question. Mm-hmm. Congresswoman?
I want you to know that every situation is case by case. I can't make a broad statement, but what I can tell you, and that's why I wanted to give you my number, is that we have to look at each individual issue case by case. There may be a family where one family member meets the criteria and another does not. And we have to apply the law. So I do not want to say something that we'll do and then when we get into the case. But what I will tell you, the Syrian population, we have met with some individuals. We're looking at how we can get designation for housing and in the Pontiac area. We have been meeting with individuals. We're very much aware of the crisis, and we are in a very high priority with those issues that you're talking about. And that's why I really want those who need help to please call my office at 248-356-2052, because that's the issues that you're bringing up. We're very much aware of them, and we have a number of cases open right now that we're working on. So please keep me informed, because what you're telling me is what I need to know. So please call the office and so that we can help you. And I appreciate you calling, and I want you to know that I'm working for you.
And if we can take a quick break, and we will return with you as Congresswoman Brenda Lawrence. The number to call is 248-557-3300.
Jumana K-Ruse. You've seen her images on giant billboards across the metro. Jumana K-Ruse. You've seen her images on buses across the city. Now get to know Jumana K-Ruse.
The war broke out in my home country, Lebanon. I was 11 years old. and I saw a lot of bloodshed and inequality and poverty. You can't grow up in an environment like that and not be affected by it and not want to make a difference. I graduated from Yale University with a master's in ethics. I speak 4 languages. It has always been innate in me fighting for the underdog and trying to do whatever it is I can to make a difference in the world.
Let Jumana Keyrus protect your rights. Call the law offices of Jumana Keyrus at 1-866-YOUR-RIGHTS, extension 100, or visit yourrights.com.
سوا على الهوا سوا على الهوا يأتيكم عبر أثير إذاعة
صباح الخير أمريكا
من يوم اللي اتكون يا وطني الموج كنا سوا.
No, because we're working on it.
We are back on the air with U.S. Congresswoman Brenda Lawrence. Good morning, everybody. The number to call is 248-557-3300. We have less than 25 minutes remaining. A number of people are calling. We're happy to take each and every call. The only question I have is if you can be concise in your question, because there are so many people who want to get to the Congresswoman. Can we take the next caller, please?
Hello.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Your name?
My name is Ted.
Hello, Ted. And your question or comment?
A question to Miss Brenda. I want to ask her that Metro Detroit, around Metro Detroit, a lot of people are carrying weapons, scaring bothering other, making our life miserable. And we have to do something about this. So far, no one is doing anything. And these criminals that carry illegal guns, that you cannot talk to them. If the police ask them to check on them, if they are carrying any illegal thing, there is no cooperation with the police or with the normal citizen. This cannot stand. We're losing a lot of people, and I hope Miss Brenda do something about this. And I like to hear from her. Thank you.
Thank you so much. This is an issue you and I are very much on the same page. I'm very concerned about it. It's unacceptable. You know that I was a mayor, or I was a mayor for 14 years, so I had a police department and the responsibility of policing a city. And I can tell you crime went down every single year that I was in the office as mayor. We have a right in America to bear arms. That's our constitutional right. But illegal guns that are not registered, and absolutely guns that are used for criminal activity is against the law in America. We must have the education, first of all, of teaching people how to resolve conflict without violence. Secondly, we need to be very strong on saying that if you have a gun, there is responsibility for that gun. Most of the crime that we see are crimes of passion, and that's where people know each other and they become in a conflict and they engage in violent behavior. And you look at our TV programming, you look at movies where guns seem to be very casual use. In America, we must stand up, and I formed, still with a group of mayors against illegal guns. You can walk into a gun show and pick up a gun without registering that weapon, because when you register a weapon and it's attached to your name, it's different from when you just have a gun, pick it up and carry it around, and most of those illegal guns are the ones that are used in crime. But we have a problem in America we must address. And I can tell you as a mayor, now as a congresswoman, I'm adamant about getting these illegal guns off the street, teaching young people who are engaged in a disagreement. They are engaged in a dispute with a friend or a family member, that a gun is not the way to resolve that issue. So I wish I had the rabbit I could pull out of the hat and stop this crime, but I can tell you that we're using laws to get illegal guns off the street, and we also really need to start training our young people, those who are hopeless, and use guns to empower themselves. So, sir, I thank you for your call.
Thank you very much. And the number to call is 248-557-3300. Congresswoman, when you were mayor of Southfield, you said that you were able to bring down crime one year after the other. If you were to point out one or two things, assuming that Southfield is a microcosm for the state of Michigan, how would you apply the Southfield model to the Michigan model?
You know, when the shooting incident happened in Ferguson, and we in Congress, you know, we're constantly talking about we need to address that because the Department of Justice have shown that there has been some really unacceptable policing practices in Ferguson. The first thing you do, you have a trained professional police department. That means you train them on diversity. You train them on conflict resolution. You equip them. In my city, we have tasers. So if someone is out of control and a police officer is in a situation where it escalates and there must be some type of responsive defensive action from the police department, they have other things other than a gun. But that professionalism, being able to counsel and negotiate a person down from an escalated situation. And we find that cities that don't invest in the training of their police officers and that they don't have community policing, that is so important. We require our police officers to go to neighborhood association meetings, to drive around in the neighborhoods, to go to be in the schools so that children grow up knowing their local police officer. When you see your police officer as a person that's there to enforce the law and a person to protect you versus the only time you see them and show up and he's there to be the aggressor and to de-escalate a crime, and they're in a very aggressive mode, then you don't see them as a friend. You don't see them as a protector. And that is something that I feel that we did it right in Southfield. And we have a majority African-American city and a majority white police force. But I can tell you
in
our
Southfield?
police, yes, and our police department is respected. Our police department, when we call 911, we want our police to show up because we trust them. They're respected in our community. And I've said this nationally, and I've said it, and had my police chief to talk. We have really invested in this city. And our city is majority minority with our Jewish, with our Arabic, and our African American population. And we have a police department that is very respectful of our community. When
you were mayor of Southfield, did you often meet with the police yourself?
Absolutely.
Okay. It starts from the top.
It does. And I can tell you, any time that I received as a mayor a complaint about someone who felt that they were not respected, we did a full investigation. We drilled down in that. And if it was an issue, that it was dealt with. And see, that's the other thing. You have to create a culture of saying that it is not acceptable to be unprofessional or disrespectful.
Yeah.
And our police department knows that. And then we reward those. We get those compliments from our community that our police responded or they were professional.
How did you reward those?
We reward them with public recognition, with letters. You know, when I received a letter from a resident saying, I really appreciated how my police responded, I would send that police officer a letter and say, thank you. Thank you for representing the city. Thank you for doing a good job. And my police chief, he would always recognize them, and they have different forms of recognition within the ranks.
Indeed. Do we have more callers? Okay. Can we take the next caller, please? For U.S. Congresswoman Brenda Lawrence. Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Your name, please?
Miss Congresswoman, we thank you for supporting the President for his vision about Islam and what's going on in the Middle East. We know you have a lot of Middle Eastern in your district.
Yes.
We really appreciate what you are doing in your hearted vision regarding there is one Islam and there is Muslims committed atrocity against humanity. They are criminals. This has nothing to do with Islam. There is too many sections and versions and believers in Islam, 1.6 billion around the world. For few millions who are committed atrocity against humanity. It doesn't represent even small fraction of the Muslim. Islam is peace, as the President says, and as I heard you saying that a lot of time. We all support you against terrorism, no matter who is terrorizing humanity. They have to be brought into justice. It doesn't matter who they are.
I thank you so much for your comments, and I 100% believe that and have read the Quran. I had the good fortune of being in Saudi Arabia doing Hajj and witnessed the pilgrimage of many coming into Mecca in their worship, and know that Islam is a nation, is a religion that, like you said, it's all over the world, and that the teachings and beliefs in the Quran does not support this horrific terrorism that we see around the world from individuals who are having these acts against mankind. That is not the teaching, and that we really need to be strong against terrorism. It is not an attack on the Muslim faith, but we have to really be strong and continue to say that these are people who are terrorists. They are doing this evil thing, but it has nothing to do with those who are Muslims who are abiding by their own faith.
And if we can take a quick break, and then we'll be to our last segment with U.S. Congresswoman Brenda Lawrence.
Jumana K-Ruse. You've seen her images on giant billboards across the metro. Jumana K-Ruse. You've seen her images on buses across the city. Now get to know Jumana K-Ruse.
It's sad, but it seems like we live in an age where most lawyers are focused on the bottom line, the money. And a lot of people have stopped wanting to truly advocate. I'll never forget this case. This woman chose me as a lawyer of last resort. She was hit by a semi-truck. I was able to recover about $480,000. Not every lawyer is an advocate, but every lawyer should be an advocate.
Let Jumana K-Ruse protect your rights. Call the law offices of Jumana K-Ruse at 1-866-YOUR-RIGHTS, extension 100, or visit yourrights.com.
سوا على الهوا سوا على الهوا يأتيكم عبر أثير إذاعة
صباح الخير أمريكا
من يوم اللي اتكون يا وطني الموج كنا سوا.
We are back on the air with U.S. Congresswoman Brenda Lawrence. Boy, is it flowing today. We have a lot of callers for the Congresswoman. The number here is 248-557-3300. And we have about 10 minutes remaining, Adam? Okay, thank you very much. Congresswoman, are you frustrated at all by how difficult it is? You are one out of many, many voices, and I hear the callers, and each one has one problem, from immigration to deportation to the right to work to, gun violence. It's overwhelming. You represent a large number of people, but you're one voice among so many in the United States. How do you deal with that? It must be very frustrating.
Jumana, I'm a firm believer. I'm a person believer. I believe I have faith, and I believe that when you work hard and you try to do the right thing, that life has so many opportunities for you. So I started out on the school board where I was really responsible for the education of children in my city and dealt with educational issues on a national level. So then I went to city council, where we are in a legislative position where we're dealing with issues of a city. And I was blessed to be in the city of South Hill that had such a melting pot of people and issues, and it's a major corporate center, and I have international businesses. I have immigrants in my city, and dealing with policing and all those things. So then I become a mayor, and it's my responsibility. In any course of a day, you will get any type of call, any type of issue. And so as a mayor, you're like the ombudsman of the city. So you're trying to put out fires and communicate and be heard and be responsive. So here I am now in Congress. So all of those skills now are being called upon that I have learned, and I'm so grateful to have had the life path that I had to enable me to be there. So I'm engaged, I'm empowered, I'm excited about it. I'm learning something new every day, but I've been in this mode of, I was, like I mentioned, I was in HR.
Of knowing that not every single thing you want to accomplish, you're going to be able to accomplish.
But you can make a difference.
But you can make a difference. This is like Mother Teresa, who said, give the world your best and it will never be enough. Give the world your best anyways, because every little bit you do can make a difference.
Absolutely.
It may not change policy. It may not change policy today, but it will make a difference somewhere to somebody somehow.
I may not be in a position to fix it, but I'm in a position to make sure that those who can fix it, I can be the voice for those. And that's what's so empowering about where I am now.
Absolutely. And then there is no telling what other things will come, the good that will come, even if you're just the voice and it does not change policy. Absolutely. I know we have a number of callers. Can we take the next caller, please? Yes. Hello.
الو صباح الخير.
صباح النور.
حبيبتي أنا مدام منيرة ذو الغنى. أنا عملت أهلين حبيبتي. أنا عملت المقابلة بعد سنة ونص. ما بعرف لهلا ما أجاني الرد. هلا عملت المقابلة صار لي تقريبا شي شهر عاملة المقابلة.
Okay, بعتذر Miss Nada, we are on the air with U.S. Congresswoman Brenda Lawrence, and I don't think she can go into any nitty-gritty of immigration and, doing your interview a year and a half ago and so forth and so on. Do you have a general question for the Congresswoman? Hello?
ألو أنا ما بعرف إنجليزي حبيبتي، أنا عربي بس.
شو سؤالك بطريقة سريعة إذا بتسمحي؟
أنا المقابلة اجتني بعد سنة ونص. عملت مقابلة
مع الإيميجريشن.
إيه عملت مقابلة مع الإيميجريشن بشيكاغو.
شو سؤالك أو تعليقك؟
إنه يعني بدي أعرف إنه مثلا هو قال لي إنه بعد أسبوعين إنه بعرف إنه إذا كنت مقبولة ولا مرفوضة، هذا صح ولا غلط؟ ما بعرف.
I do apologize, but I think that the question is not. But that's not for the U.S. Congresswoman. That's an immigration question that may be for an immigration attorney or somebody who can answer that question. We'll take the next caller. My apologies, Nada. Hello.
Hello. Please, Mrs. Jumana Kairouz, I just want to ask you a favor to serve our community and all the American people that Congresswoman Brenda Lawrence, she is our voice. I would appreciate, Ms. Jumana Kairouz, if you invite our Congresswoman at least one son a month. I wish if it was every day, but we cannot do that. So I would appreciate.
That would be a dream, but I am sure is not one she is capable of.
And Ms. Jumana Kairouz, there's something about you that you are the steel woman who does not believe in impossible. Everything will be possible for you.
Let me tell you something. Let me quote you from the Bible. The Bible says, humanly speaking, it is impossible, but to God, all things are possible.
Amen.
That's, I believe, from the book of Matthew.
Amen.
Humanly speaking, it's impossible, but with God, all things are possible.
Well, especially, Ms. Jumana Kairouz, when there is a strong woman next to you, and that is Congresswoman Brenda Lawrence. Thank you. God bless you, and God bless the great United States of America.
Oh, God bless you, and I promise you, I love this woman, Jumana, and I will be back. I don't know if it's every month, but I will be back.
Yes. She is so busy, and she is so in demand, and she's all over the place. But thank you so much. Thank you for saying that. Do we have any other callers? And how much time do we have remaining? 5 minutes, so we can take another call or two. 248-557-3300 for the U.S. Congresswoman Brenda Lawrence. 557-3300. Isn't it funny that she started, Congresswoman, as a concerned citizen, as a concerned parent, when your children were young, and your first dabble, quote unquote, in politics was being involved in their school. Tell us a little bit more about that. I want all the women to hear. And by the way, can I also add that U.S. Congresswoman Brenda Lawrence is not a lawyer and did not go to law school. You don't have to go to law school to become a politician. Am I right? You did not go to law school.
I did
you
not.
You chose not to go to law school, yes.
So when my children were in school, I was very involved, and as every parent, you should be very involved in your children's
and
education.
You have a boy and a girl.
Yes. And we always had to go to this board to change things, you know, like if we wanted to make a change or we wanted to improve some things as parents.
In the school.
In the school.
Right. And where was that? In Detroit?
It was in Southfield.
Southfield, okay.
And so I said to myself, I want to be on that board because they don't get it. They don't understand. And I was intimidated. And this is something I want women to hear because right now, out of 435 members of Congress, there's only 100 women, and this is the first time we've had that. Women
25%.
Women are intimidated with politics. It's a huge commitment. But in the school board,
why do you think women are intimidated by politics?
Because you're in the public, and people can criticize you and attack you publicly, and sometimes we shy away from that. And then you have to have public debates. And we are not
speaking, public debates, raising your voice, sharpening your skills, standing on the issues. Takes time.
And Jemana, I will tell you one time where it really drove home a point. When we had that power outage over the state of Michigan, and the cities were black, and everyone was concerned they were going home to their family, I had to go to City Hall to take care of my city. And that's not the norm for women. You know, we're normally the ones that are at home, but I had the responsibility of taking care of a city. And so it is an adjustment. You have to have a good, strong family support, but we need the voice of women. We need women to be in public policy. And I got involved because I wanted to make a difference. And when I sat on that school board, I saw that I could improve and have the voice listen to the people of the community to improve education, to improve a city. Now I'm there to do it for the country.
And Congresswoman, may I just quickly say and then make a recommendation? Mm-hmm. May I quickly say that you developed your skills to those women who are listening, who find it very intimidating to be a U.S. Congresswoman. Mm-hmm. May I say, and correct me if I'm wrong, that you developed your voice slowly but surely. Yes. You started on the board, and from there, little by little by little. So it didn't come to you overnight. That's number one. Number two, I find that a lot of people who work on campaigns acquire a lot of these skills. Yes. And it demystifies it for them. Absolutely. So those girls and those moms and those women who are listening, there are ways you can enter this. You can start working on a campaign, and you will learn a lot, and you will become empowered, and maybe you will be one of the 435, Congress people.
And I will say the one criteria to being that I demand is that you care, that you have compassion, you want to make a difference.
That goes without saying. That goes without saying, indeed. Yes. Can we give the number one more time?
Yes.
All right.
Please, if you have any questions about immigration or questions about your status or government, veterans, if it's about owning a business, small business, or anything regarding your federal government, please call my district office, and that is 248-356-2052. And Chris Jensen is my district director. She's here in the studio with us. Again, 248-356-2052. Thank you.
Thank you, U.S. Congresswoman Brenda Lawrence. Thank you so much.